set.
2, 1. Hey everybody, welcome to Pages, Pictures, and Panels. I'm your host, Till the End. I'm here with my co-host, Roach Boy Red.
Yo.
So, what are we getting into today, Red? It's feeling like a marvelous day. Let me know what you got.
Oh man, we just got a lot of rumored announcements for the new Fantastic Four movie, including casting choices and potential plot lines. So I figure we can speculate on that a little bit. And then later in the episode, we can get into some World War Hawk and maybe some Love and Thunder.
Excellent. Fantastic Four has always had a soft spot in my heart. I'm not like everybody else that hates those old movies. Jessica Alba kind of was a thorn in my side, but other than that, I like those movies, man. So I'm looking forward to what you got for Fantastic Four. Lay it on me.
I full-heartedly agree with you on that one. Those movies, there are bad points like Galactus being a cloud and stuff, but the bright points are really bright. Silver Surfer alone was fantastic.
Absolutely.
But so the rumored castings are Kristen Bell as Sue Storm from Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Good Place, Veronica Mars.
Yeah.
Glenn Howerton, Dennis from Always Sunny as Reed.
Okay.
Kate Stokes, who I have no clue who that even is. I've never seen anything with him in it. He looks the part of Johnny though, so that's pretty cool.
Nice.
And then Seth Rogen as the Thing.
It's going to work, man. Marvel is the king of casting nobodies and making them somebodies.
I was going to say, how do you feel about, all those choices? Because, Glenn Howerton is a weird one for me for Reed because I'm mostly used to him from AP Bio and Always Sunny, where he's kind of like a psycho. So, I hope they don't make Reed a mad scientist.
Yeah. I mean, the casting, it sounds like it's going to be a fun flick. The only thing I wish, same thing that we talked about the other day, I just wish that we had James Gunn behind it because he's just so good with casting and, characters that everybody might not be familiar with because I think everybody is synonymous, with the logo and the name, but I don't think they even really know half of their powers. I can name 10 people off the top of my head who wouldn't even be able to tell you what Sue Storm's powers are. So,
Yeah, for real.
I just wish that we had somebody who could flesh those things out and make the people, the watcher, like them. You know what I mean?
Definitely. And I think with this group, I think it will have a really good family dynamic. So
yeah,
that's the most important thing about the Fantastic Four for me. It's not the stories, it's not the powers, it's not the villains. It is how they interact as a family. They're Marvel's first family.
yeah.
But continue.
Oh no, I was just saying, I'm excited. You got me excited to see it.
Oh, definitely. And I also was wondering, can Seth Rogen pull off the toughness of Ben Grimm?
Well, I will say this. It's nowhere near the portrayal of Grimm, but just in superhero movies that, again, I'm not one of the people who hate this movie. I fucking think the Green Hornet rocked. I like the Green Hornet movie. I thought it was funny. It was fun, which is a big thing for me. It could be a really great movie, but it's not a lot not for nothing. The Snyder Cut, great movie. Not a lot of fun. Not really. It's very great. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just gotta have some fun, man, and it's a fun movie. And I think that Seth Rogen can bring that. I think that we won't even be worried about the toughness because he'll be. I don't think he's going to be that portrayal of Ben Grimm. Honestly, I think he's going to be more Korg.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was expecting.
A bit of Korg type. I don't know. I could see a Bradley Cooper portrayal of Rocket. I don't know, a Rocket Raccoon. I just see what's the word I'm looking for here? It's an artificial performance for me. It's not gonna be authentic. I think they're gonna go straight CGI and it's gonna be along the lines of Bradley Cooper doing Rocket. But I think we'll fall in love with the character and they'll do fine.
I definitely agree with that. But at the same time, do you know any of the villains of Fantastic Four besides Doctor Doom and Galactus?
Nope. Because I didn't read their books and I was watching their show and I just couldn't get into it.
It's all good. But their first major villain, well technically I guess their first villain in Fantastic Four #1, they fight the Mole Man. And he's well, the Incredibles are based off of Fantastic Four, and
Yeah.
Mole Man is the same character almost exactly as the Underminer from Incredibles 2. So that's pretty much that's him in a nutshell. He wears like weird ass glasses and a weird green suit with a Dracula cape and shit. But I'm thinking it would be awesome to see Danny DeVito play him since Glenn Howerton is Reed. They already have such great on-screen chemistry and Always Sunny and stuff. So like
Yeah.
that would be crazy. And then like there's also I don't know if you ever heard of the Super Skrull before,
I have not.
but oh man, he's a Skrull that essentially I forget how he actually got the powers, but Skrulls can all like absorb powers and shapeshift into like different people and shit. So he has the powers of all four members of the Fantastic Four. And
Wow, that would be a movie.
yeah, and that would be insane. And like they kind of already did that idea when they all gave Johnny their powers in Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
But I always felt like that was such a subpar cock tease compared to what we could have gotten from that power set. But I've been thinking a lot on this actually. I've been thinking we need a Super Skrull for years, so this is kind of easy for me. My initial thought from back in the day was Mark Strong, the guy who played Sinestro, or Dr. Savanya from, oh wait, you didn't see Shazam. He's Lord Blackwood from Sherlock Holmes, but he would be a fantastic Super Skrull. Like, he has the imposing presence, but also like the gritty aggression in his voice and facial mannerisms and shit. But also, I was thinking the guy who plays Boba Fett, Tamura Morrison, he would be a great Super Skrull. Like, he already looks the part, kind of, like how I imagine Super Skrull looking.
I'm very interested to see exactly what villain they're going to pick for this film or a set of films. Maybe we're going to get one villain for 3 films, and that would be fantastic. No pun intended.
Okay, so let me get into some rumors actually with you about this. So what's been confirmed is Galactus is going to have a total of at least 10 films where he's a part of. Like, I imagine that includes post-credit scenes and stuff.
Sure.
But still, that's a lot of build-up for Galactus like it was for Thanos. Like, Thanos got way more movies, but he got way less appearances throughout those movies. But, so, the rumor is that the first movie will be just like a normal introduction story for the Fantastic Four. We don't know who the villain is or anything, but in my thoughts, it should be Mole Man. And based on Kevin Feige's past decisions, I could see that happening.
Yeah.
But then the second movie is confirmed to, I forget how they worded it, but Doom is confirmed to be a major part of the second movie, essentially. He might not be the main villain. He might not even be a villain. He might just be Victor Von Doom. But Doom is confirmed a part of the second movie. That's all we know from that. So my thoughts on this all were they could do like Mole Man or someone for the first movie, introduce all the characters. The post-credit scene could be Silver Surfer coming to Earth, or like you see Galactus destroy a planet and Silver Surfer dips out on him or something. And then second movie, we could do Doom as the main villain, Silver Surfer as the minor villain, and like, okay, so the Fan Four Stick movie, the Bad Fox one, there was a plot line that got scrapped from the movie where when they got to the, have you seen the movie?
I believe so.
Okay, so when they get to the negative zone, it was supposed to originally be a dead planet that Galactus had already eaten, and Dr. Doom was actually going to get taken over and made into Galactus' Silver Surfer. And a plot line like that sounded way better than what we got. That movie was terrible. It was honestly like more boring once they got their powers somehow.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I could definitely see something like that going down, or maybe a better version of how Doom tried to steal the surfboard and shit in Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Oh, you said the Fox one. I definitely did with Michael B. Jordan. Yeah, I've seen that. I'm gonna be honest. I thought it was great up until the third act. Once
Yeah,
they like it got really boring when they got their powers.
yeah, it was wild. Like the whole movie takes place like before they have their powers, but then like there's probably like 10 minutes of screen time maybe of them actually utilizing them.
I can't lie. The whole time leading up until them getting their powers, I'm like, why don't people like this? This is amazing. I loved it. Like I love the banter. I love who they actually had playing Victor. I liked it.
I definitely agree, and like it just complete 180s in the fucking second half of the movie. It's so weird.
It's like they had to have like taken a break from filming and then came back and made some other shit. And that's what we got. I don't know. I don't know, man. It just turned into something else that I just didn't think that's where we were going with this. Like, felt weird.
Yeah, I
Very.
definitely agree. So, from that, or on that note, if we're doing all these comedy actors for the main cast, how do we fit Doom into this picture? Like, I don't want another shoddy Doom like we've had in the past two iterations. And like, this movie, the tone based on the cast sounds like Doom would be made a joke of way too much.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's why you have Doom kill somebody close or kill somebody important to set the tone.
Like Willie Lumpkin, the mailman.
Fuck it, kill one of them actually in the last movie. Like, actually take one of the Fantastic Four out. That's happened, right?
I'd be kind of cool with that. And then put fucking She-Hulk in as the fourth member, because she's often a member of the Fantastic Four.
There you go. Have him kill the comedy character. Kill Ben Grimm.
Yeah, that's it. They'd have to kill the powerhouse so that they can replace him with one.
Yep, and he'll be beloved by that time, of course, because that's just the way Marvel movies are built. The CGI character.
Rogen.
Exactly. He's going to be hilarious. And, yeah, have him get smoked, and then that's just where we're going.
And based on that tone, I could definitely see Mel Gibson playing Doom. Like, I initially always say Daniel Craig, but once I got this casting, I was like, man, I still think Daniel Craig could do it. He has the campy attitude and the, like, very hokey accents and stuff, so it'd fit. But Mel Gibson, after seeing, have you ever seen Daddy's Home and Daddy's Home 2?
I have.
Yeah, like him in that movie, that's the exact kind of tone I would imagine him needing to play Doom in a comedic Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah, he's definitely pretty funny, man. And he also can be very menacing. You ever see The Edge of Darkness?
Definitely, yeah.
Great.
Like, honestly, like Mel Gibson in real fucking life is menacing. That guy is terrifying.
Yeah, I think he's still one of my heroes, though. He's so funny, even though he's like super anti-Semitic, which I'm not.
He's wild. And like, think about this: they could tie the Fantastic Four, or at least Doom, into the rest of the MCU if he's not from Latveria, but if he's from Sokovia.
There you go. Boom.
And that would be crazy, because then he would just be like, he'd be the family who took over when Zemo's family fell out of power.
That'd be so beautiful. And that's
right, like it.
Baron Zemo.
And that'd be cool to have like a war with fucking Doom versus like the rest of the villains, because you know Zemo's going to be a part of the Thunderbolts with Yelena and Johnny Walker.
Yeah.
But and then like Galactus and Silver Surfer. I've been thinking about this a lot. I still think Keanu Reeves would be the perfect surfer, but I was also thinking about it. Cillian Murphy, the guy who plays Scarecrow in the Dark Knight movies.
Yeah.
Picture his voice coming out of Silver Surfer. That would be pretty perfect.
Could definitely work. Definitely work. It would just have to be done correctly. What I'm more worried about making sure that everybody makes their portrayals as authentic as possible. That's what I'm ready for, like a close to comic book representation.
Genuinely. And like, I actually like your choice that you were saying the other day about fucking Javier Bardem Anton from No Country for Old Men?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Bro, his voice is so like calm but stoic and intimidating all at the same time. Like if they just add some like feedback to that, it would sound just like a cosmic entity.
Yeah, I think he is like the perfect villain for anything. If I could, I would cast him as the fucking shark in Jaws. Honestly.
That's wild. I definitely, yeah, that after thinking about it, I think that would be a better choice than any of our previously like thought of ideas.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna like sit on this one a lot tonight and like think what we could come up with for more fan castings because I know there's some other people out there if we really just put our heads to it.
For real, like I honestly also the other day I was thinking about Bryan Cranston would make a great Galactus.
Say it again. The audio dropped out.
Oh, word. Bryan Cranston would make a great Galactus. Walter White.
Another guy that is just I would cast him as the fucking shark in Jaws. He could do no wrong to me.
Literally, like he should have been Lex Luthor in the DCEU.
Yeah, that would have been incredible. Honestly incredible. But there's still time for him to make his way into some type of superhero conglomerate.
Oh yeah, and like, shit, give us him as Illuminati Professor Xavier. He can be like a darker, more fucking aggressive, twisted Xavier,
Which would be amazing.
right? But yeah. So final thoughts on Fantastic Four, I guess, before we move on to World War Hulk.
Final thoughts on Fantastic Four. The future looks bright and I can't wait.
That's a damn fact. Man, I think with that casting, it'll be Guardians of the Galaxy 1 level good time. Like that Guardians 1 is probably like the most fun I've ever had in the MCU. And I think Fantastic Four, if any of these movies, Fantastic Four will be the one to take that spot.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see what will be the one to take the Guardian spot, and I think it's either going to be that or whenever we get the Thunderbolts project.
Agreed, because there's a lot of characters. Like Yelena, her on-screen presence in Hawkeye was a complete 180 than Black Widow. I did not think any of the characters were necessarily enjoyable in Black Widow. There wasn't any like standout acting or anything. But when she showed up in Hawkeye, I was like, all right, she's back. That's a cool callback. And then she killed it. Her and Kate's chemistry together was awesome. And the more I thought about it, the more I thought about how her and Johnny Walker would be a funny ass group or team together.
Yeah, I think that it's going to be a very interesting show to watch or movie to watch, and hopefully that turns out to be something that we talk about for years to come. But hopefully we can cover that specifically on an episode of its own in the future.
But speaking of the Thunderbolts and Thunderbolt Ross, World War Hulk. So, Marvel Studios literally, 3 days ago confirmed that they are making a Marvel Studios Hulk movie. The rights have returned to them from Universal. It's the first one since the start of the MCU. And I definitely think that Ragnarok did justice to the Hulk character and the Hulk story. And
Yeah.
It's funny because the Hulk story that's based off of is Planet Hulk, which is the precursor to the World War Hulk story. And
Yeah.
Planet Hulk in the books, the Illuminati, which at the time it was Stark, Black Panther, Xavier, Black Bolt, Doctor Strange, and Namor. They send Hulk off to hold on.
You're good.
All right, word. The Illuminati sends the Hulk off to an alien planet, essentially just to get him away from civilization and stuff so he can die. And he ends up taking over this planet, having a wife, having a kid, and then his wife gets killed, and he gets so angry that he comes back to Earth and takes it out on them for sending him there in the first place. and he pretty much tears through everyone in the Marvel universe until him and the Sentry, which is Marvel's Superman, they fucking come to a standstill and knock each other out in the end.
Really? That's an incredible story that I've never heard.
It is
What book is?
it's my favorite Hulk story, hands down, and it's only like, the main plot line is only like 7 issues, and it's just Hulk running through the entire Marvel Heroescape in New York.
Jeez Louise, it sounds incredible.
So,
Where could if they wanted to read that, where would they be able to find it, do you think?
oh man, whenever I need to read a comic that I can't find in store, I like to buy a lot of my books. Like, I pretty much buy anything I need to prep for the MCU if I don't already own it. But I normally honestly just Google it and just Google, like, read that online. And my tablet actually provides, which links are safe and whatnot. So I don't know. I'll actually have to look into that and start finding like different sites that we can recommend on our show.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what next segment did we have?
Well, we got a little bit of stuff from Thor 4, which were pretty much just set photos and like costume designs. Natalie Portman, for one, her arms look huge, and Chris Hemsworth, his arms are giant right now. And have you heard that he's playing Hulk Hogan in the biopic?
I have actually heard that, and it's polarizing. To be honest,
that is going to be, it is going to be so fantastic. Like, he can play that role, I guarantee, like, perfect.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's going to be, I just hope that they do. Oh my God, I can't even get my thoughts on the Hulk Hogan thing just because, like, we need our own episode for that one.
Definitely. We'll definitely come back to that because I am so excited. So, Thor's armor. Let me talk about that because that might be like a Easter egg / fucking leak in its own, because that armor looks exactly like the Rune King Thor armor, which that's one of like the top 3 most powerful forms of Thor in the Marvel comics.
Do me a favor. Take over for me real quick. I'm going to grab this food. I'll be right back. Continue your story for the listeners.
I got you. All right. So pretty much Rune King Thor occurs when Thor goes on a journey of sacrifice to gain the knowledge of the ancient Nordic runes because he's trying to prevent Ragnarok. When he does that, he actually emerges fucking Rune King Thor, a version of him that wields both the Odin Force and this ancient runic magic. And the Odin Force is the same power he's got in Ragnarok when he was all glowing at the end. It's the powers of the magic of Asgard, blah, blah, blah. But the runic magic is like access to near unlimited knowledge that he normally wouldn't be capable of even maintaining. And it essentially made him capable of breaking the fabric of reality in multiple different ways. Coming later tonight, actually, is the 3rd episode of Roach Boy's Comic Corner, where we're going to be covering the character John F. Walker, the U.S. agent. So that should be up in the next hour or so. And then stay tuned for another episode, actually, at the start of next week about the character Moon Knight in preparation for the new Disney Plus show, which actually we got a rumored release date for March 30th, 2022. Let's actually drop some stuff about Disney Plus a little bit. I forgot we actually got a pretty much confirmed, not confirmed until actually, but still release date for Moon Knight.
Yeah.
I think we got that like this morning or something for hopefully March 30th, actually. And
yeah.
That's perfect because it lines up with the ending of Book of Boba. So, like, I'm thinking, like you said, we'll get the trailer in the next couple days. And then Book of Boba ends in early February to mid-February. I don't remember exactly how many episodes there are of that, but then that's perfect to set up Moon Knight for a March release. And if we're lucky, it'll be one of those Marvel projects they like to push up, and we get it like mid-March instead of late March.
I haven't watched Book of Boba. Is that any good?
Yeah, I'm loving it. Do you know a lot about Star Wars?
Of course.
All right, cool. Well, like Boba, it pretty much tells like his time with the Tusken Raiders after he gets out of the Sarlacc pit and stuff so far,
Uh, uh,
and it's crazy seeing like their culture and stuff because they're not just savages like they're always portrayed in other stuff.
yeah.
It's definitely like really well, or it's really good cinematography. That like the story is cool, but the cinematography and like the tones and vibes of the show are what really makes it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely check that out. I still have yet to watch The Mandalorian either. I haven't got into any of the Star Wars Disney Plus content, with the exception of the Star Wars animated short series that they were doing over the summer that's escaping me.
Visions.
Yeah, I did see some of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I watched like half of that. That was really good too. Some
Yeah.
of the stories were hit or miss. Like there's an episode where like there was a rock band and it was all like TV anime. I didn't really vibe with that, but there was an episode done by the creators of Kill la Kill, so that was beautiful looking.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to like go back and rewatch and like literally look at the credits and stuff, because I haven't really looked at who the animators were and everything. I kind of just digested that during the time where I was sick and I had COVID, so like it just was happening so fast.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. Like it was a whole lot dropping at once too, like not just Marvel shows, but like everything all over the what, like 13 different streaming services that are available now.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a lot. It definitely was a lot.
But
But
I'm thinking for the Moon Knight series, they're gonna potentially be setting up the Midnight Suns team. We already have the rumors of John Bernthal's Punisher coming back from Netflix Daredevil, and he's one of the most of the time members of the team, alongside like characters like Moon Knight, Blade, Black Knight, which Blade and Black Knight also are confirmed teaming up now after the ending or the post-credit scene of Eternals.
yeah,
And then characters like Morbius, Ghost Rider, Doctor Strange, Werewolf by Night's actually part of the team, and he's getting a Disney Plus series of some sort, or I forget what it is, but he's getting coverage actually in the Marvel universe. So it seems like they're diving into the horror side a lot more.
things are gonna get dark.
Not to mention one of Blade and Black Knight's big villains, Dracula. Technically not the same Dracula as the stories. He's based off of those stories, and it's weird and convoluted. It's 60s writing to dodge the comics code. But yeah, he's supposed to be appearing in Moon Knight potentially as like an overarching villain, and that would be a perfect way to set it up. Moon Knight meets him towards the end of the series, can't beat him, and then he has to find someone else. And since Blade and Black Knight are already together, boom, there's 3 members of the Midnight Suns right there.
Can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it. So,
Definitely.
in what I believe could be our last segment of the show, if you had to pick, what would it be, my good sir?
Wait, what would what be?
The topic for the final segment of the show. I know you had some stuff that you were tossing around before we got on. What were you thinking that we wanted to close out with? Some future projects?
Oh man, yeah. Why don't you take this part over? Because I know you have a lot of ideas that I think people would want to hear about.
Well, what do I want to give them so far? Okay, I will tell you this. We are developing a live action Spider-Verse web series that will be action and comedy based, and it's going to be fucking awesome. That's all that I can really give you, but a lot of your favorites will be there. Peter Parker, Miles Morales, Gwen Stacy, Ben Riley, and a host of other characters, and it's going to be great. Hopefully we can give you guys like 2 episodes a week, multiple seasons, and other spider-based content, just because I'm in love with the Spider-Man concept. But we can extend to a lot of other things too. I just think that pages, pictures, and panels 2022 will turn up to a level that will be undeniable between myself and Roach Boy Red and all his efforts over at Studio 5 Star. Things are just going to be amazing this year, and I just can't wait to get into it. Back to you, Red.
I couldn't have said any of that better myself, and I am so excited for us to get this Spider-Verse project going. Like, I think it's going to be definitely a good source of comedy, to go along with all of like the knowledge and speculation, I guess we can call this type of talk on the channel.
Yeah.
But overall, yeah, I think that's everything. We covered some really good topics. Fantastic Four, we don't have too much, but I am definitely excited for that. Fantastic Four has always had a soft spot in my heart. The 90s cartoon, honestly, that's how I was introduced to the team. And I thought the original movie, well, I guess not the original, but the movies with Chris Evans and such, those movies were a fantastic representation of the team. And they just honestly were out of their time. They were too hokey. Nowadays, I think Marvel is definitely sincere enough that those characters would have worked if they came out in 2022.
I wholeheartedly agree. But only time will tell, and we got to wait for the movie to come. But
oh, yeah.
On that note, what do you think you got lined up for the next episode? What do you want to talk to them about?
Oh, I actually did a brief ad earlier, but this episode actually dropping tonight, probably an hour or two, of Roach Boy's Comic Corner is going to be all dedicated to the U.S. agent, John F. Walker. And dropping early next week, we're going to be doing an episode dedicated to Moon Knight in lieu of his announcement of a release date, hopefully.
Excellent. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Can't wait, man. But on that note, this has been Pages, Pictures, and Panels. I'm your host, Cody M, with my co-host, Roach Boy Red.
See you guys later.